All right, here we go, talking about that one thing that most of us have trouble talking about or even acknowledging: our weight, the number. So we're going to talk 15 minutes about the number. Now, before I start this video, you know that being a healthy person, living a healthier lifestyle is not all about the number. So if there's anything we teach our members, is that we need to look at other things than the number when it comes to losing our weight. So we can't just focus on, I want to lower my number. That is why I'm starting this new healthy lifestyle. It needs to be beyond that. It needs to be about everything else that surrounds you having a lower number, being more comfortable, being more confident, feeling better. All those things also come with losing weight. Okay, so if you want to better your number, you need to know what it is. So you need to be more aware of it, what it means to you, what it means to the scientists out there. Are you overweight? Are you obese? Are you healthy? I think that a lot of people ignore their weight because they're uncomfortable with not necessarily the number, but what it represents. So if you are considered obese or overweight, it's a hard pill to swallow. It's not fun. It's not fun to hear. They don't like the label. I think you'd agree with me. I think we can all ignore it to a certain point, but at one point your pants don't fit. At one point you can ignore that you're not being your healthiest self, but you will feel it and you'll physically see it as you gain weight and you see yourself choosing bigger sizes in the store. I think that there's no way really you can ignore it, but you can ignore the number. And I don't know why we tend to only care about the number, but you don't care that you need to you just went up 2 sizes. It's the same thing. But for some reason, we have this disconnect or this this scare, we're so scared of that number, but that number represents something and it's important for you to make peace with it. So that's what we're talking about. I think that you're doing yourself a disservice by ignoring it. I know that people out there right now, it's all about don't look at the number, don't let it define you. And I agree. But why can't we also work on a better relationship with our number? Why can't we, it's almost right now we're very much all about you be you, don't let anyone bring you down, be your best self, be confident no matter what, which is all amazing and yes. But you also need to create relationships with people, difficult people, negative people, and that's also part of life. So how do both coexist? How do we get to be confident and say no when we want to say no, but also have friends and be a parent and be a nice human being? There's also this balance that we need to find. And I think it's the same for your weight. You can't just all be pro not knowing how much I weigh, who cares about the number. Yes, but you can also want to be a healthier version of yourself and want to better that as well. So, and it comes with a number no matter what. All right, okay. People do create a bad relationship with their number. So I find it, I don't find it hard to believe, because I was that person that is I don't like the number, I don't like seeing the number. The number represents where you are right now in your life. You get up every morning, you see yourself in the mirror. The number, for some reason, is just it gives you that disappointment. But that feeling comes from within, whether you like what you see in the mirror or how you feel when you're at an outing with your friends. That is also disappointment. So I think we need to create a better relationship with our weight. We can't keep ignoring it. We can't keep thinking that it's no big deal, that the number means nothing. I think that's false. It does mean something, and I think it should mean more to you. So think about your relationship with your number. I think you should be more open with how much you weigh. I think you need to be more self-aware to be able to better yourself. So sometimes we don't even know. How can we better ourselves if we don't even know where we're at and if we like it or not? For me, getting weighed is feedback on how things are going. And then I get to choose if I'm going to do something or not about it, if I'm going to change my habits, if I like the number, if I don't like the number. But no matter what, guys, it's happening. Like, the number is the number. Okay? I think you should also know more about what your number means. I think you should research what you should weigh at your height, and then make a choice if that's what you think you should weigh. Remember how we always like worry about what other people think? What do you think? And so a lot of people wonder, like, what should they start at 250 pounds. What should I weigh? I don't know. Do you want to weigh less than 250? Yes, start with that. Let's go with less than what you are right now. Why does it have to be this label of like, I want to be a healthy person? Right now, you might be category obese category 2, and you want to get to maybe category 1 first, okay? And we can talk about being a healthy BMI, which is what you should weigh with your height, but like, maybe that's not your goal. Maybe you don't want that. It's not about what society wants. It's about what do you want. And if where you are is not where you want to be, then you need to make that better. And there's no like, not the end, but like better than where you are right now. And I wrote like, you can be upset or not, like it's what's happening. I think that like you're more upset, not about the number, but the title. A lot of people don't like to be, you know, on paper, they're obese, or on paper, they're overweight. But like, it is what it is. And if you don't care, I don't like saying don't care, but if you don't want to change it, then be okay with being overweight. Like, it's okay to be okay with it. What's not okay though is like shaming that like being healthy is not a thing and that it's so hard. No, maybe you just don't want that, and that's okay. Like, I don't want to be overweight. You don't want to be a healthy BMI. It's all good. It's all fine. We can coexist. Okay. I also think like some people are upset with like the size of their pants or how sizes are right now. Can't believe that like I'm at a, you know, double XL or whatever. This is where we're at. Some people need extra small and some people need double XL. What do you want your size to be? And if you don't like your current size, you can work on that. Like, you have control over that. And there are two things that we like to ignore: our age and our weight for some reason. Age, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, this is it. We're all getting older, all right? You can't ignore it. And for some reason, like, we hide it, but like, it is what it is. Our weight, we can control. But for some reason, society has decided that like it's this thing that is so hard with how we live our lives now. It's just what the majority of people are doing is making them being overweight and plus. But there are some people that still live a healthy lifestyle. It's just the minority. And for some reason, the minority is seen as like different. But it's just minority, majority, and you can be part of whatever you want to be part of. I think that in order for you to be able to know if you like where you are, you need to know where you are, and you need to know if you want to deal with it or not. And there's no way for you to better your number without knowing your number. Okay, let's say you want to start losing weight. A big part of being a big part of living a healthy lifestyle is including your weight as something that you track, that you make sure that is still where you want it to be, and that you get an opinion on how things are going. So when you're ignoring it, you're ignoring your spouse, it's not gonna go well though. Okay, you're ignoring your kids. Those relationships aren't gonna grow by ignoring them. So when you stop ignoring your weight, your number, you can start bettering it. So what we recommend is not obsessing with the scale. Being obsessed with your spouse is not good. Being obsessed with your kids is not good. Being obsessed with the scale is not good. You need to create a good, solid, balanced relationship, which means not seeing it as criticism, not seeing it as a way to kind of disappoint you or attack you. It's feedback. This is how things are going. people are really afraid with communication right now. It's like this thing that I think that a lot of people need to start working on is communicating. Better communication. Use your words, okay? Well, when it comes to your weight, you should be able to get on a scale once a week, always on the same day, 7 days, always with the same, like, if you're naked, you're naked. If you haven't had breakfast, like it's always the same consistency so that you can have a comparison on how things are going. And then you can look at the feedback and then choose if you're gonna have a better week next week. If you like what it has to say, if you don't, even if you don't like what it has to say, who cares? Like, too bad. Like, this is what it says, and then you can decide if you want to change something or not, or if this is it. This is the life that you want to choose, and this is the habits you want to live, or the life you want to live. Okay, but you have that choice. Okay, so basically, I wanted to make sure that you knew when you should get weighed. That's important to me. You getting weighed in the morning, evening, whenever, like, what are you doing? Or getting weighed after binging all weekend. This is not a real number. If you get weighed after binging after a weekend, all I want you to know is that it's going to be up. What you should use for that is feedback on how bad your weekend was, not how like your life is going and how your journey's going, but just like, ooh, just gained 5 pounds over the weekend. Maybe I'm not being reasonable. It's all about like your perception on how things are going. You need to see the number to have a perception of how things are going. And sometimes you're like, I'm like staying the same, but then everything's tight. You're not staying the same. You're slowly gaining. And so I think you should see the number and then decide if you like that or not. If you want to maybe this week go down a little. It is feedback. It is not a way to dictate or to tell you how amazing or not amazing you are. You should see it as like it's a tool that you use in order for you to check in with yourself. You need to check in to see how things are going. So this week's reflection sheet is really about like, do you know how much you weigh? Do you know your BMI? How do you feel about it? It doesn't have to be your goal to be a healthy BMI. Actually, a lot of people think it's impossible. And I think it's just because like it's not where you are right now. It also does not have to be your goal. You don't have to want to be a healthy BMI. But I think it's important that you know that maybe you're currently obese and you don't want that. Maybe you don't want that. Maybe you don't care about that. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if you don't care about what you weigh, perfect. But I think you should still check in to see how things are going so that you can keep not caring. I think at one point though, everyone cares about their health. At one point. Maybe it's not right now. Maybe you're 12 years old watching this video, or maybe you're 86. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I think at one point, everyone kind of cares about their health, and we all know that our weight is a big part of it. Even if no one wants to talk about it, it is a very big part of being, of creating a healthier you. Now, again, being healthy on paper, it is hard work. It's the minority. That's why not a lot of people live that life because of how society lives it. But you can be your own person because some people do it because it's important to them. We're all at different stages right now. And I think all we want is just to like be better than where we are right now. So that could be going from 300 pounds to 200 pounds. You have never felt better. You have never looked better. All of that right now, today, that is enough. Even if on paper, you're maybe still obese, okay? But you are better. And for another person, they start at 200. They've never been that big. They want to get to where they were. Like everyone kind of just wants to be better than where they are right now in terms of their health. And it's not necessarily the end product that we're all looking for. Okay, so make sure to subscribe to Your Weight Loss, to do those reflection sheets. Take the time to reflect on you and your weight. All right, have a good week.